Check this out. If you found out that the president of Yugoslavia died today, what would be your reaction? Okay. Or if you found out that the prime minister of Berlin, had cardiac arrest today, what would be your reaction? All right. But if you found out it was a cousin of yours, you'd be like, damn, oh, that's messed up. You feel that. What if it was a sibling? Oh my God. That hurts, right? That hits a little closer to home, right? What if it's a spouse or a child of yours? You see, the deeper the connection, the more you feel. The more you connect with the thing, the more you relate, the more it hurts, the more you consume it. Now, this is why so many people have such a hard time living according to Scripture. You see, you're trying to live your life according to what Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Paul said, working off of belief, because at the end of the day, you don't have any connection to them. It is impossible to live your life with something you do not connect with. So what do we have to do? We have to first establish connection. See, because when you understand the connection, then you can understand it, then you can feel it, then you can actually take it in. You see, this is what happens. Most people try to live their life according to what they read. So they read Scripture and try to live their life according to what they read. But this is when you have so many people struggling to be saved, or struggling to stay what y'all call saved. You see, what you should do is you live life, and then when you read Scripture, it gives confirmation to something that you already going through. Listen. You see, the more life you live, and then you go and read Scripture, now you have something to connect with what you're reading. Therefore, you have a deeper understanding. This is why when someone talks, when someone teach, when someone explains something to you, you can sit in, you might say, oh man, I remember that because I remember mom used to say this all the time. See, that's connection. Whenever I talk to people, the first thing they do is they start thinking, I went through that before, or I had a friend who went through that, or I remember my father saying that, or I remember my brother used to tell me that. See, that's how information is supposed to be. It's supposed to bounce off something. Whenever you give information to someone, it's supposed to bounce off something. Something that they can connect with. You see, this is why people in a lot of believers can end up being the worst people you ever met. Always going through something, always crying about something, always broken, always depressed. Why? Because they're trying to live their life according to something that they cannot connect with. This is why so many young black men drop out of school. Because of lack of connection. You're showing us all this stuff in our history books that don't include us. And you wonder why we can't sit there and listen to it. Same thing with your children. You made your kids go to church, or you trying to get them to go to church, and all of a sudden now kids today don't want to go. Why? There's no connection. Establish the connection first. That way, when you read something, it becomes confirmation. You see, when I read Scripture, all I read Scripture for is confirmation, confirmation, confirmation to something that you're already living. You see, I don't want the video to be too long, but this is why in When you look at the 42 laws of Ma'at, it say, I have not committed adultery. I have not, stolen. I have not slept with my neighbor's wife. They were given an account for how they lived their life. But then scripture, the commandments come in and they tell you, thou shalt not. Now they're both correct. One just telling you at the end, basically didn't have to be told. He was raised that way. And the other one was a people that has fallen so far that they had to be told on the front end, thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Thou shalt not, steal. Thou shalt not kill. When one said, I have not. Both the same, just different times. So the stronger your connection, the more you can walk in that power.